Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. I go live every Friday at 7. I'm a little late today. But to talk about just what's going on in culture. I am the host of Marsha's Plate podcast. You can check all the links down in the bottom. Today, we're going to talk about deliverance. Lee Daniels' Deliverance. Do a little commentary on it. It came out recently on Netflix. And it has been getting some buzz. So I want to discuss it. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. How are y'all doing? If you are, if this is your first time joining, the chat is set to where only subscribers can chat, just so we won't get any random racists coming in calling people slurs or the N word or F word or the whatever kind of stuff that the internet anonymous people do. And so you have to have been a subscriber for at least 2 hours. That give us enough time to have a conversation without the interruption. It changed the whole mood of the chat because it used to be we had to be blocking people and all kinds of stuff. But we don't have to go through that now. Thank goodness for adjustments. Hey, Jay. Scott, hey JJ, and hey Darcel, how are y'all? So yes, we're gonna talk about Deliverance today. Have y'all seen the movie? Have y'all um watched it? Did you enjoy it? I got so much to talk about. But how are y'all doing? How's y'all? This is the end of the week. How did your week go? What did you enjoy? Y'all have any new tea? Before we get started, we give people some time to come in to chit chat. Y'all like my shirt? It says, I rode faces. But the but here is the kicker. I wrote faces that I should have pissed on. I love this shirt. I love this shirt. It's my favorite shirt. One of my favorite graphic tees. I love it. Oh. So let's that's my favorite. I give a damn. I do give a damn. I give a lot of damns. But I give a damn about the right things, about the right people. All right. Let me see. Have y'all had anything going on? Mhm. Spicy, spicy, spicy. Yes, I don't know that word. You giving me these SAT words. What's that word? I don't know what that word is, baby. Let me search in Google, honey. All right. Convert or attempt to convert someone from one religious belief, opinion to another. The program did a tremendous evangelical effect. How do you fucking say that? How do you say it? Proselytes? Proselytization? That's a new word, baby. I don't know what that's giving. That's the old church, a church seminary word, baby. Old church seminary word. Advocate or promote a belief of course of action. Come on. Teach me something. Teach me something. I live. Oh, hashabata. That's one of them words, honey. That's a old what's the one that just passed away from Azusa? God, what's his name? Oh, Carlton Pearson word. Oh, nasty. Bishop Pearson, baby. Yes. Oh, nasty Bishop Pearson word, honey. Proselytize. 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 Is it proselytize or proselytize? Proselytize is one. Proselytize. Is that the same thing? No, it's a different inflection. The second one, proselytize. Okay, you taught me a word, honey. I love looking up new words, baby. I am not ashamed to say, oh no, what that shit is. I'm not a girl that's gonna pretend. But that's why I'm educated. Because I will look up something so fast. I go through my even if it's a book that I'm reading, I'll highlight words that I don't know and look them up, baby. You gotta do that. That's how you get your vocabulary right and tight. So I appreciate you. Let me see. All right, so let's talk about some things. All right, so just to give an overview, make sure as you come in, you thumbs up. It is 11 people in here so far in the 7 minutes. We should have 11 thumbs up. It's only four. So anyway, um Lee Daniels puts his toe into which is this a thriller or a horror? I feel like it's like both. Like it's like a thriller horror film type of situation. And he's really more of a like a drama girly. You feel what I'm saying? He'll give you a drama, but this was more of a horror. This is more of a thriller type of situation. So this is his way of coming in and kind of put his toe into this genre. And we've seen a growth in this genre because, this is the effects of 2015's, that peak of racial awakening that happened between 2015 and 2020 of people really trying to be racially awakened after all this spur of killings from cops and people and neighbors and killing black people. And when we think about like this ain't the first time, there's a long history of it, but this seems like from 2005 into 2015 there was this kind of like peak because of the racial heightening of like a Trump presidency and how that kind of put race on the forefront and brought races who had long been dormant. The kind of bold racism had long been dormant, and now it just brought it to the forefront. And so throughout that peak, one of the things that came from this time is this kind of DEI, and I'm not saying, I know that's turned into a slur like woke and blah 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 blah. People try to make it into a negative, but no, I think that people in power some of them trying to be, particularly in the creative realm, trying to be more inclusive and to dismantle some of the systems and barriers that you know that Black creatives come across. We have seen this uptick in certain genres where Black people are participating in genres that they normally don't get shine in. Horror is one of them. There is documentaries out and created now about Black horror movies not really getting the shine that white horror movies do. So this is somebody who has gotten the green light on trying horror out, and I think it's been a success. But we saw it with is it um Jordan Peele? Wait, is that his name? Is it Jordan Peele? I think so. Jordan Peele with Get Out. We saw it with just a bunch of different, just different movies that have come out where it has centered Black people and Black culture in the horror genre. One of my favorite horror films is Lovecraft Country is definitely an example. Um, um, my favorite horror film is called Sleepaway Camp. Us, yes, Jordan Peele did Us. Sleepaway Camp. I did a video about Sleepaway Camp and why it's my favorite. It's the first time that I had seen a trans, the notion of a trans body on film, like on in a movie and on the screen. And even though Angela in Sleepaway Camp was the killer, and there's some negative stuff that comes with that. um it was 83, child. Even though she was the killer, and it just was something I remember growing up and seeing, and like, oh wow, it was a visual that I had never thought about. And so as a kid seeing it, it just was an interesting visual. And so it's the first time that the concept of a trans body, even when I didn't have the language, that's what it was. And to see her go through being bullied, this is another resonating, go through being bullied and get to killing people who was bullying her, the girl that was bullying her, the cook that was trying to molest her, the dudes that were trying to sexualize her, and she's going around and killing and wearing them out. I can relate. I remember fantasizing about coming in and wearing out some of my classmates just for bullying. I That was a fantasy that I have had until like Columbine. When Columbine happened, you was like, "Ooh, I don't want to be going in and." I'm not that person, but I did fantasize about it. I wish, So when she was doing it in the horror film, I was like, "Yes, wear him out." But yes, that's Sleepaway Camp. So we've been seeing this uptick in Black people directing and starring in horror films. One of my favorite recent ones is not they, them, which I loved. Going in wearing hoes out, right? Wear them out. And so it's beautiful to see some of these new iterations of horror that centers Black people and Black experiences and Black stories. And I appreciate it because I like horror. I know there's some people who don't like horror, but I like horror. It's one of my favorite genres. Um, Surprisingly, I don't like comedy. Like, I'm never gonna spend my money to go see a a comedy. I'll wait till it come on DVD and watch it when I'm bumping some hair, sewing the wig, or doing something that I just can have it background noise. But I don't just go to the movies and just watch comedy. That's not really something I do. I haven't finished them season 2. It got good, but I'm towards the end now, and it's a whole bunch of twist. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really like the second season of them. I thought Luke James did really good as far as his acting, but I just enjoyed season 1 more than season 2. Um, yeah, I watched it and it was good, but it wasn't as good as season 1. Um, but yes, so let's talk about Deliverance. Deliverance is set in where is it set? It seems like it's Pittsburgh or something. I don't know where it's set. I don't know where the location that is set, but it looks like Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or somewhere. Let me look that up. Where's Deliverance set? Pittsburgh. Yes, it's set in I don't know why I knew that. Pittsburgh. No, it's Pittsburgh. I said it was Pittsburgh. I was like, yeah, it felt the scenery felt like Pittsburgh. It look Pittsburgh looks a certain way. And we and why Pittsburgh has a not only has a lavish black history. That's first of all. It's the Rust Belt and it is particularly black art. Like it is tons of black art that birthed out of that area of Pennsylvania. August Wilson, the famed playwright, all of his plays usually are ba- based in Pittsburgh, like Fences, based in Pittsburgh. There's tons of artists that comes out of Pittsburgh, and artists and actors and all that kind of stuff. But Gary ain't too much different from Pittsburgh looking. Ain't too much different. But yeah, that was a good guess. Um so I put a list of things that I kind of want to talk about to see y'all thoughts of. So one of the things that is quite interesting that so Lee Daniels. So let's talk about the cast of the show. The cast, we have, I feel like it's an amazing cast. One of the reasons I'm not somebody that's like go run and I think Lee Daniels is a little bit better quality than Tyler Perry, but it ain't too far. So I ain't about to sometimes I ain't gonna just run and watch it because sometimes it be giving Chitlin Circuit. And while I fully support black creatives and but it has I like quality too. I like your quality. I need quality to match, and not say I need quality to match. It's just sometimes it can be very cliche. But Lee Daniels is a little bit, I think, a step above Tyler Perry, but it isn't in regards to the quality of films and writing. But that Billie Holiday movie was good. Yes, it was. I think it was really good. And Lee Daniels will get some other people to write, whereas Tyler Perry won't let nobody in the writing room. He wants to think that he's the best writer in the world, and I get it, but sometimes Sometimes the writing falls short, honey, and you got to get people who are is that's their job. I understand, you have a way, but yeah, sometimes you gotta let people come in and help you. And you got enough money to do it. Anyway, so sometimes I'm not just always gonna just run and watch a Lee Daniels film or like other creatives like Patrick Ian Polk, the one that did Noah's Ark. When he put out something, I'm coming and watching it because I really like it. I know it's gonna be something that I enjoy. I fucks with it. And so that's why soon as P Valley came out, I'm coming to watch it. It's just something about his stuff. Issa Rae. it's something about Issa Rae that when she puts stuff out, I'm usually gonna like it. Like it's something about her storytelling and her subject matter. I'm usually gonna like it. Who else do I watch? You know, if we going out of black people, M. Night Shyamalan. I like him. I like his stuff. It's I usually only one that I didn't like was Airbender. I don't know what he was thinking with that one. But other than that, I really like his stuff. I really like The Village. I really like Lady in the Water. You get what I'm saying? I like that stuff. Yeah, so it's certain people that I just run to. But Lee Daniels isn't one of them. But this, because of the cast, I really was like, I really fuck with this. I'm gonna watch this as soon as it come out. First of all, I am once I saw Billie Holiday and saw how dedicated Audra Day was to the Billie Holiday character. Ooh, I was like, oh, because her playing Billie Holiday, I don't really personally like her voice like that. It's not bad, but like I think I was just annoyed by the and I rise up today, rise up. That song, I think it was too popular and got on my nerves. So I might not like her voice because of that. But but it's something about her voice I just didn't like. And so I was just annoyed. And so when they said that she was gonna play Billie Holiday, I was like, ugh, oh God, I don't want to see that. She's her singing Billie Holiday. Oh no. But once I sat down and watched it and saw how dedicated she was to the character and really doing it, I really felt like she should have won the Oscar because she played the heck out of Billie Holiday. That was a great film. She put her foot in the character, the voice, the everything about it. It was just so good. She really, really played that part. And I really, really loved her. She really won me over because I came into the theater, into the not theater, into the into watching the movie as if oh, this is about to be horrible. I'm about to watch it just so I know it's gonna be memes and everything about it. But she totally won me over. She really did that role justice. And so her doing another Lee Daniel film, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. But then they had my little boy, the little dark skinned boy from Stranger Things, the little black boy from Stranger Things. Is like, oh, he's about to be in another movie. I want to see him grow. I love seeing like Marshawn Thomas, and she's not in the movie, but seeing these young little baby actors come up and get opportunities. I'm loving to see that. I really, really love it. Um, but then the crowning jewel, of course, Monique, you know, just Monique being back with Lee Daniels and them creating together is dope. But of course, the crowning jewel of the cast to me, because of the uniqueness of the character, not because she's a white woman, but because of the uniqueness of the character and because of her freaking range, that Glenn Close. I have been messing with Glenn Close since Fatal Attraction, since what was that one where she was a it was a period piece, something Deliverance? Was it no, this is Deliverance. It's something was it something else? Something what's that one where she was in a period piece? Of course, when she played Cruella de Vil, when she played the boy, Victor or something. What was that one? I don't know. Is it Indecent Proposal? Something. There was one where she was in a period piece from the 80s. Let me look it up. That was really, really good. Glenn Close film history.
Here is information from
Shut up.
en.wikipedia.org.
Let's see her filmography. It is Dangerous Liaison from 1988. Fatal Attraction for me. Yeah, Fatal Attraction was good. She had a nomination for that in 1987. 1988, Dangerous. If y'all like period pieces, watch Dangerous Liaison. She killed it. Wait, she's never won an Oscar? She won an Emmy, Golden Globes, Screen Guilds, 3 Tonys, as well as 8 Academy Awards. Oh yeah, she's won 8. I was about to say 2 BAFTAs. Oh, she got her things. But Dangerous Liaison was so good. I think 101 Dalmatians. Yes, she was Cruella de Vil. So yes. So it was she is just an amazing actress, and she got range. You know who else got range that people don't talk about? I'm gonna be all over the place. Yes, she was good in Hillbilly Elegy. Even though I don't like the person that's about. JD Vance. Who I'm thinking about people, tons of people got range. Who do y'all think like actors who got range, who got tons of stuff? I like Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp got tons of range. Emma Thompson. Y'all know who people sleep on that got a lot of range, like who got range of characters who don't seem like the same person. One thing that I don't really like about Denzel Washington is he seemed like the same person in every movie. I think the movie that he did not seem like himself was Training Day, but he just seemed like he played the same person all the time. Glenn Close is up there with Viola Davis and Meryl Streep to me. Yes, she's up there. She's up there in the canon of amazing actresses. Absolutely. Yes. Um who got range? Blair Underwood? He seemed like he plays the same person all the time. There's some people who plays the same person all the time to me. Who do y'all think got range where they play different people where it's like, oh my god, I didn't even know that was them. I'm about to name somebody. I want to see if y'all point them out. Well, not point them out if y'all agree, but people who we know got range. Johnny Depp, range. They from all his stuff. Glenn Close, Meryl Streep, of course. Where they don't play the same person, they play like character actors. Who is it to y'all? Who are some of the actors that come to mind when it's like, oh my god, you play different people? I love Emma Thompson. um range. Yes, darling, yes. I like Angela Bassett, of course. She's a great actress, but she be playing the same person to me. I think Samuel L. Jackson can change up to different parts. I agree. Octavia Spencer, I've seen her different types of things. Mm, Not enough. I haven't watched enough of her films to get that idea where I'm like, oh my God, you got so many characters that you can pull out of the hat. I don't know. All right, so y'all ain't said the name. Jill Scott? I think she's a good actor, but she hasn't given me anything that I think she's a good actress, but I don't think she's given me enough character roles for me to pick out like, oh, multiple roles that she killed it and she seemed like a different person. Jessica Lange, I think she's a good actress, but I just don't get different person. Mm. Yes, I think she's a great actress. I think Jill Scott is a great actress. But I don't think I haven't seen enough unique roles. So let me tell y'all something. Since you ain't nobody naming this person, let me tell y'all somebody who got range, and I want y'all to think about his roles. That motherfucking John Leguizamo, is that how you say the name? John Leguizamo, the one that played Chi-Chi in motherfucking Tuong Fu. That nigga got so many characters. So many characters on his roster. He played Spawn. He played Chi-Chi. He played it's so many people that he has played that I'm like, oh, he is somebody daddy. Oh my God. John Leguizamo is like one, like my Latina fave. He is he's so, I feel like he's underrated in his acting ability. He kills it. But yes, why I love Glenn Close is because she just has range. I love actresses that can play different things and they can seem like a whole different person. Like you don't even know that's them. I feel like he did really good in Spawn. So because of my fondness for Glenn Close, her playing this white woman, Alberta, which is the character in Deliverance, her playing her really was enticing to me. I was like, oh, that's dope. She about to kill this. Because I know Glenn is going to put her foot in it. So it's like, okay, so if they giving her some good writing, she about to kill this role. So I was like so excited about what they were going to do with Monique, what they were going to do with Audra Day, what they were going to do with Glenn, what they were going to do with the kids. All these kind of, this potential made me excited about this movie to come out. At the very least, it was going to have some funny moments. And so Lee Daniels recently got some backlash because when he was promoting the film, promoted out, he said the character that Glenn Close puts out there is playing is Alberta. Alberta is a white woman who has a mixed race child who lives with her daughter because she has cancer, and with her daughter and her grandchildren, and she's the typical white woman who dates black men that kind of, they got a spicy style, that typical white woman to date black men. And her name is Alberta. And Lee Daniels says on his Twitter, every black person knows Alberta. She's part of the fabric of our community, but we've never seen her on screen. Thank you, Glenn, for bringing her magnificently to life. The Deliverance is out on Netflix this Friday. So tons of people kind of had a little backlash on that. He was like, they were like, a white woman is the fabric of our community. One user say, child. And then somebody says, the sew-in scene was cute. I enjoyed the movie and Glenn Close acting, but the fabric of our community is crazy, Lee. Calm down. It didn't take Black Twitter too long to mock Lee Daniels' tweet and start sending out sarcastic and comical criticizing the director's his take on that. And then they start bringing up Rachel Dolezal, and just making fun of the situation and bringing up all kinds of people who So I wanted to ask y'all what y'all thought about that statement. Now Lee's saying she's the fabric of the community. That was 20 on 10. The fabric is crazy. What y'all think? So, I mean, do we know Alberta? Do y'all know Alberta? I know a few Albertas. What y'all think? I know a few Albertas in the hood. I ain't never been to a hood that I didn't know Alberta there. To be honest, I thought of Kiki's mom. Her name is Lorna, but Lorna, Lorna was in Alberta. Yes, for sure. Hey Elsa, hey Bougie, hey Fresh and Brandon. Who haven't I said hi to? Cookie. Yeah, um we definitely have Albertas. They're not the cornerstone, but yeah, she's there. Tiny's mother, that's one. It's a couple. I know a few. Yo, I know a few. My little brother's father, his children are by black women. Well, one of most of them, but his last child is by a white woman. But that his whole bloodline fetishizes white women. They kids be by black women, but when they get older, they be with a white woman. his daddy, his grandfather, they all, and his grandfather, his white woman was named Becky, ironically. Um, um, my stepdad's wife is Melissa. Um, yeah, out they're not a cornerstone, but they definitely in the fabric. The fabric is just about the weaving of the pieces together. So I mean, it's not far off, y'all. Like it feels like a side eye needs to happen. Like, oh, girl, but it feels like you're making it more important, making it important, a more important thread than what it is. But it is a part of culture, a part of the culture of the hood to me. You know, they giving up their white girl privilege, and they're not chasing the how do I say this? She's not chasing, most white women are chasing to be on the side of their white men. And so they're sometimes these ones are giving that all up and saying, I'm gonna find my place here. Especially if they're poor. Now, most like a middle class or rich class white girl is not gonna do that. But if they're already poor and in community with poor minority people, it's easy for them to make that shift to kind of how do I say it? Like using the ideas to find them a good white man and become this kind of helpmate. But for them to give that up and go opposite of that and say, "Hey, I'm going to be over here in the hood with my black folks." Fabric seems like they are integral to the community. Alberta could be there or not. The community wouldn't be altered drastically, in my opinion. Ooh, I think it would. I think it would. I don't know if I agree with drastically though, but I think it would alter it. I don't know if it would be drastically, but I think it would alter it. Well, maybe not the Albertas. I have to think about it. I have to think about it. So let me see. So it might not be specifically the Albertas, but we have a lot of conversation about colorism, biracial. That is so ingrained in our biracial people are so ingrained in our culture that if they were gone, like if the women who are not making these biracial people for us to discuss, it would drastically change the conversation about colorism because there wouldn't be as many light-skinned people, there wouldn't be as many biracial people, there wouldn't be there's so many of white women who have you get what I'm saying, who have made these infiltrating biracial children that connects us to them. It is a conversation that I don't know. I feel like it would be shifting. It would shift a lot of things. If white women weren't having biracial babies, it would shift a lot of things. If they weren't in community having babies. And that's why I said it may not be the Alberta type. It might just be white women having babies would shift the culture a lot. Um yeah, it's something about I will have to chew on that a little bit to really go deeper into it. For generations now, some of them refuse to date white men. Yes, it's like their children are part we their children have sparked conversation, have went on to yeah, it's hard to explain. I can't there are so many conversations and structural differences that we talk about, that we explore when it comes to race, when we come to oppression, that involves that nuance of color, that nuance of privilege and advantage, and um, how doors are being cracked open. There are some doors that would have took longer for us to crack open if it wasn't for light skinned biracial people cracking them doors open because of colorism. Not saying that it's good, bad, ugly, da da da. I know colorism is bad, but not saying that there are things that have happened because of that colorism that opened the door for things. There's a reason why two biracial black people are even getting close to being president. One became one, and now here come a biracial light skinned girl because there are things, there are people who infiltrated a system, judges, politicians that infiltrated systems to change things. Not saying all, but there's tons of people in our history that because of these people shit shifted. Fabric is still a strong word for me. Yeah, I understand why it makes people be like, Lee. I understand it, but I would have to chew on it a little bit more for me. I would have to chew on it. Um, because if you take them out, how does that shift the conversation? In good or bad ways? Good or bad ways? I don't know. How does that shift the conversation? Sometimes it even the ridiculousness of race, even the ridiculous of race and how silly it is when you have those children that pass for white, or you have those children that uh, this is another conversation that I'm looking at my notes. This is another conversation that I see um kind of popping up. Like all those children are dark skinned in this movie Deliverance. All those children are dark skinned, and they're a particular type of dark skin. They're not just brown. They are dark skinned. So you have 3 babies, not saying that it could not happen, but you have a grandmother who has 3 babies that are all dark skinned. Genetics works in mysterious ways, but that is really rare. For you to have a grandmother that's white and you be dark skinned, it's not saying that it can't happen. I'm not saying that. But it is really rare for somebody to have all 3 from the same mother who has a white mom, for all 3 of her babies to be that level of dark. That's kind of interesting. That's one thing that I noticed about the conversation. And it's interesting. And I'm not the one, I noticed it, but I was like, oh, maybe not, I'm not understanding. I thought that it was implied that it was a curse. What was a curse? Especially for it to happen 3 times, usually at least 2 would be lighter. Yeah, it felt like it would at least 1, child. One, you had all dark-skinned babies? That that daddy's genes must be strong. That their darkness was a curse? I didn't get that. I didn't from the movie? You got that where did they imply that? Which is why the demon hurt the children. I didn't get that implication at all because they moved into a house that was already cursed. Their bloodline wasn't cursed. They come into the house that was cursed from what happened before. I didn't get that implication at all. Albertas are a part of the fabric. I can't decide if they are an accent or a snag blemish within the fabric. Both. They can be both because they can be messy too. The demon killed the grandma though. Yeah, it's interesting. Um so that was an interesting thing, but also I know this may be digging in the weeds and being petty. But of all usually if there's any chance for some kids to be light bright mixed looking in a movie, they take it, honey. But it's interesting that they choose all dark skinned children to be, these children are going to be terrorized by this demon. um I don't know. I don't know if that's weird colorism or what. Somebody tell me if that's weird. I don't know, because usually I want any black people to get jobs. So I want these dark skinned babies to get jobs. So I'm not saying that the job should have went to a light skinned person, but I'm saying that it's interesting that in this moment where there is a mixed race person having a baby, that you choose in the horror film where all the children are getting harmed and beat and abused, you choose to make all of them dark skinned. I don't know. Maybe that's being petty, but it feels a little weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but it just feels. But on the level of, I want you to hire more dark skin actresses and actors. Cool, give them their job. The devil don't play fair. The skin color is an interesting juxtaposition to the little white girls who usually get possessed in movies like this. Yes, but that's gonna happen if you're telling Black possession stories. You gonna get less of Carol Ann, come to the light, and more of Keisha, come on to the light. You're gonna get more of that. Just the simple fact that we're telling a Black story. Um, so in the beginning of the movie, there's the scene of them eating Audra Day's food as her character, eating the food. And there's a level of disrespect that is happening to the mom throughout the movie, but it's happening to the white mom. Is this common? I know we love to romanticize us as Black people and say, "Oh, we ain't letting our kids talk to us like that." But I done ran across a few disrespectful ass Black kids. It's not common, but cussing out your mom and saying negative stuff to her, that wasn't common when I was growing up. You ain't even as an adult, most people is not cussing at their mom and calling their mom bitches. But I have seen some dysfunctional ass families that I've seen that happen, but usually it is on some they be biracial. um so what do y'all think about that part of it? Like her disrespecting her mom, calling her mom, talking to her mom all kind of crazy. Now there is this dysfunctional family type of situation because Glenn Close character plays somebody who is recently getting saved and giving her life to Christ and going back to church and that kind of stuff after years of apparent abuse of her daughter. Um, so that might can shift, but how do y'all think about that? Because folks wasn't just cussing their mamas out, adult, young. Um, it was something that was looked very much like, oh, you. I know when I used to run into people who used to like disrespect their mama, I would be like, "Oh, I'm about to go home because it's bringing me anxiety of you cussing your mama out." I'm not even cussing your mama out. It's not even my mama, but just the fact that you are doing it is bringing me anxiety. So I'm about to go home. I remember being in those kind of situations growing up. Very rare, but I was in them where I'm like, "Ooh, you talk to your mama like that? Ooh, no, I'm about to get up out of here." For she haul off and smack you, smack all of us. Or something. I don't know. It was trauma. I'm out of here. So I just never saw kids doing that except in really rare moments. And most of those moments was biracial kids. Yeah, calling mom bitches was crazy. I'm only seeing that once in real life, but that was just a word they used. It wasn't considered disrespect to them. I did feel nervous though. Yes, it was. Um, Now, Kiki's mom, no, there wasn't no cussing her out. She was real. No. Lorna was a hood mama. Where you and like a church mama too. So you ain't cussing and being disrespectful to her in the house. It's not gonna happen. No. Now she do say now she us growing up, she did say nigga. She did say nigga in a way that like a normal Black mama would. She did say nigga and nobody really said anything about it. Um because it was said in the regular vernacular of like we would say it. Oh, this nigga's crazy. Like it wasn't I'm calling somebody the hard R. Never that. It was very like for example, this is one that was funny to me. But because we grew up around it, it was like the norm. We didn't know be offended, or that it was a nuance of offense about it. Like I don't remember people calling it out in the way that it would be called out today. Um, because she was married to a black man, she had black babies. This whole biracial people ain't black. I'm not on that train, because it there has to be a way that it stops. So for example, if that means if somebody biracial in my bloodline is not black, that means everybody else is not black either. Do you see what I'm saying? So for example, if my grandmother is biracial and you saying she's not black and she has baby by kids, and she has baby by a black man and have kids by him. Sorry. She has baby by a black man and have kids by him. If she's not black and he is black and they have kids, that means the kids is not black either, because you're saying biracial people is not black. So that means they're not black either. And so it has to keep going, because how does it stop? How does the kids become black eventually? If every single person down, because if you're saying that this biracial person is not black and they have a baby by a black person, that means two people who are not the same thing had a baby. So that makes them mixed too. So it just does not, it could, and so if they mix and they have a baby by a black person, that baby mixed too. It doesn't stop. The logic of what you're saying doesn't make sense. Does that make sense what I just explained? I'm not on the biracial people ain't black. I'm never gonna be on that. So and I'm also on the train of it's the whole thing that we talk about with Barack Obama and what we're talking about now with Kamala Harris. Like, it's so sometimey. It's like ain't no one, that was very rare for somebody to question Barack's race. Did somebody? Sure, but it was like, girl, it was an outlier. Oh, he's biracial. He's not black. It's so many biracial people that we honey, that we don't even question. Every time I post Mariah Carey, I see these conversations in the comment. It is so tiring. And so even myself, so I have a black dad and a black mom. When I did with my previous host, my two previous hosts, one was biracial, white and black. The other one was biracial, Latina and black. And then me, I'm just a black light skinned person. Both parents black, I'm just light skinned. My brothers are darker than me. My dad is like darker than me, but similar in color. My mom is darker than me. So both of my parents are darker than me. And so, yeah, I posted a picture of me and my host, and we were posting, and the title of our podcast is Marsha's Plate, the Black Trans Podcast. And so because we were all light skinned, somebody went in the comments and said, how can y'all be a black trans podcast and nobody is black? And I'm like, what? What the fuck? I ain't never, what? And so I posted a picture of me and my mom when I was a baby. Like, my mom is black. What are you talking about? And here's my dad. What are you talking about? And so it went into this whole big old thing about us not being black or something or some shit. It annoyed the fuck out of me, where I was like, y'all love to come tell people what they are. You don't get to tell me what the fuck I am. Bitch, get out of here. And so that was an interesting conversation that but I think it's because of this racial awakening, people's lack of racial IQ. Another element, like we see what blackness is in one region can be something different in another region. So when we think about New Orleans and how race manifested itself in New Orleans, there's some people in my family from Louisiana that if you saw them and they kept their mouth shut, you would think they were white. But because there is a nuance in the New Orleans culture, in the Louisiana culture, where there is a black type of person that looks white. there is a whole slew of families, and there is some racial history, there is some colorism history within that history, but it exists and they identify as black, live black culture, and that's just what it is. Somebody from another place be like, oh, they is not black, they don't look black at all, blah 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 blah. But in this area of the states, this is normal for black people to understand. And so what you consider black and what we consider black, we can see. And when you are used to that nuance, when you are used to seeing that nuance, you can tell it. Like I can tell when Passe Blanc people, when I see them, when I can look at them and tell them, I can see them. Like I'm about to show y'all my uncle, fully black. But when people see my Uncle Joe, they be like, black where? Went to a HBCU, raised by black people, birthed from cooked in a black womb. So this is my Uncle Joe. Oh, he done locked his page up. This is my Uncle Joe. This isn't a picture that really showed this. He's giving real Mexican right here, but my Uncle Joe looked just like a white man. But he's giving real Mexican in that picture. He done changed his picture up. But this is mama. That's his mama. And where's my Uncle Joe? Why he close his page off? He being a hater. He must be trying to cheat on his wife. Here's a picture of him. But people think my Uncle Joe is white all the time. Oh, this is a picture. This is another. It's giving real Mexican right there. It's giving real Mexican. But this is him in high school with his girlfriend. He be looking I'm trying to find his pictures where he was with his line brothers. It's giving very Cheech and Chong. That's with him and his line brothers, because he a Sigma. So, but people think my Uncle Joe is a white man all the time, all the time. But there are people in my family where it's like, oh, yeah, that's how they look. Like they could pass. They could, if they were back in the day and wanted to pass, they could. But because they was raised black in this era of time, they never tried to do that. Yes, 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 yes. And I think that for you to tell black people how they have, define blackness in their area, I think that's anti-blackness to me. Just because think about how people, I don't know if there are any New Yorkers watching right now, but if you in New York, your racial IQ is a little bit more diverse because you know that there are some Dominicans who are black. There are some, you know what I'm saying? There are some people who you see that the whole Afro Latina thing is common. So you know that there are some Afro Latina people who are black to them and to themselves. And then there's some that don't claim it because of racism and because of, because of the class and the caste system that happens in Dominican Republic. And it's so many layers to it to where you understand it a little bit different than somebody who may be from the Midwest or maybe from the South or maybe from wherever. Same thing happens in Florida, especially when you have these kind of places of pools of mixed race and mixed culture. It's just something different. Your racial IQ is different. It reminds me of Toni Morrison's statement about race being a distraction that keeps you from your true work. I think that's a great statement. Um, um, yes, because it's ridiculous. Because it is ridiculous. Because you're spending time explaining some things that you should need to explain. Um, but yes. What else? What else? What else? What did I want to say? Um, There also is a scene in the movie that I wanted to hear y'all opinion of. So one of the boys, they're coming from school, and the neighborhood boys like start bullying one of the older boy. And so when he's getting bullied, um, and he gets home, the mama finds out, and then the mama, Audra Day, we already told she's an amazing actress. She comes out and she goes up to the dude and start fighting the boy that's bullying her son. Now, my question to y'all is if you have children or if you had children, would you be fighting your bullies for your children? Would you be fighting the child's bullies? And if yes, how far are you gonna go? Like, are we talking about you got some third graders chasing your son or girl, your daughter home? Are you gonna be beating up third graders? Like, how far are you going to protect your child from bullies? Are you just gonna go to the school and complain to the teachers and the principals? How far are you gonna go for your children if they are being bullied? And if you're listening, make sure you thumbs up. I'm really trying to understand how far you will go. I can't say that I wouldn't. God ain't through me with me yet. Not third graders though. Okay. So what's the limit? Fifth graders? what is the what is if your child is getting jumped by some kids, like three, let's take three against one, your child against three, and it's only you, what you gonna do? Sour straws. I love these. I don't have kids, and I don't know if I would do it, but my mom beat up a neighbor because her son stole my brother's bike. How old was he? Y'all see that right there? That scar? When I was 11, I had to be like 11. I was fighting my brother was 11, the kid was 17, 18. Oh, that was a grown-ass person. Yeah, I'm twirling them. When I was 11, I got in a fight with a 14-year-old girl. She was bigger than me and was like being a bully. And I was scared of her because she was bigger than me. But she used to call me all kinds of agates and all those kind of bombs. And when I can't remember what happened, but we lived in these projects called Moselle Sanders. Well, we didn't live in them. She lived in them. We were staying with my Aunt Joe, and my Aunt Joe lived in the house by the projects. And so when I was walking past, she was trying to bully me and get the boys to bully me. And so I went and told my mom, and my mom, and I'm 11. So what happened? My mom sent me to the store, but because the girl had all these boys with her and bullying me, I couldn't get through to get to the store. And so when I walked back to my mom, and my mom was like, yo, and these are like big kids. Like I'm 11, and so they're like 14, 15 in that era. So I go and tell my mom I can't get to the store. My mother like, what the fuck you talking about? What do you mean you can't get to the store? And I tell her, they are bullying me. They're trying to beat me up, and I can't go to the store. I'm walking to the store. A loaf of bread, a carton of milk, a stick of butter. A loaf of bread, a carton of milk, a stick of butter. I'm tipping through honey 11, and they is not letting me get to the store. And so my mother follows me to where they were at. And so when my mom comes with me, by the time we get there, it is just two of the girls. It was really one main one that was wearing me out. But the boys that was with her had went on to wherever they went. So it was just two girls, me and my mom. But the two girls were by their house in the projects. And so my mother said, which one of y'all is fucking bullying my son? And the little girl says to my mom, who are you talking to? Or she gets all spicy with my mother. And my mother says, go get your mom. Go get your raggedy ass mama that didn't teach you how to respect adults. And they go through this they going back and forth. But now that my mom here, and it's an even Steven, whatever go on, I know I can fight 1-on-1. And even though she's bigger than me, I don't really care. about that if it's one-on-one. I'll fight you if it's one-on-one. So she talking all crazy to my mom. Boop, 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 boop. I'm wearing her out. So the girl who was with her don't get involved at all. She just sitting there while I'm twirling her. Boom, 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 boom. She and how these apartments are. The first floor. This construction of this is so weird. I've never seen this before. So usually the first floor of the apartment is on the bottom, or is on the ground, like it's like a little porch, but it's on the ground, like it's connected to the ground. Somehow, I don't know who constructed the architecture of this was, but the first floor had a balcony. I ain't never seen the first floor with a balcony. That's crazy, right? But anyway, it had a balcony, and it was probably like 4 feet off the ground. Explain to me how this happened. So on the first floor, when you come out of your balcony, you can actually jump over on the ground because it's only 4 feet. So I lived on the floor with a balcony. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen that before. Even to this day, I haven't seen it. So it was crazy. So what happened is, it's how the building is made. It's a square building. You go through the door in the front, and you go either upstairs, downstairs. No, not downstairs. On the first floor, second floor, you go upstairs to the third floor. So it's a 3-story building. You either go to each floor has a building of floor on the right and on the left, and so each floor you go. She lived on the right. If you go in, she lived on the right, and if you go in, you can come out on the balcony, which is 4 feet from the ground. So when I was twirling her, she tried to climb up on because I was twirling her, she couldn't get to her house. So she tried to climb up on the balcony of her apartment and get into her house. But she climbed up there, but I was twirling her and grabbed her by her hair. So imagine her whole body. She got across the the rail of the balcony. But remember, I got her by her hair, and I'm just binging her. So my body is off of on this side of the rail. She's on the inside of the balcony of the rail. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom with her hair. Boom, 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 boom. So her body is like turning like this, but I'm trying to pull her over the rail, but I can't get her over the rail because I'm little. I'm like, at the time, I'm 11, so I'm small, and she's like 14. She's taller, so I really can't get her. I don't have enough weight on me. I feel like if it was my body now, I would have snatched that bitch off that balcony. But but I was trying to snatch her off the balcony, but I couldn't get her big tall ass body over the rail. But I'm still binging her. Boom, 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 boom. Do you know why I am? So mind you, think about a little 11-year-old fighting a 14-year-old. And my legs are sitting on, like, they're on the edge of the balcony while I'm hitting her. Imagine her mama coming out the door of the building and taking a knife, it was an ice pick, I think, something sharp, and stabbing 11-year-old in my leg. And my mother, we don't see her coming. So it's not like my mom doesn't see her coming around the corner. My mom, she just comes up and do it because my mom is, I don't know what my mom is doing. Because she's not fighting the girl with me. It's just, I think she's talking to the other girl. I think, but I don't know. I'm just fighting. And so Miss Thing, her mama come out and say, "Oh, you twirling my daughter?" Wham, boom, and she stabbed me in my fucking leg. And I have the scar on my leg to this day because of that. And so she was not playing with me. She said, "You can be 11, 20, whatever you are, you fighting my daughter, I'm wearing you out." Boom, and she got me right in my leg. And as soon as she stabbed me in my leg, my mother said, "Oh no." I guess my mother wasn't paying attention because she was talking to the other girl. And bam, my mother went over there and just got to whapping her. Boom, 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 boom. But I let the girl go because I just feel somebody. I just feel some wetness because I'm fighting, the adrenaline in me is high. So I don't really feel nothing. I feel it, but I don't feel it. It's hard to explain. Like when you're adrenaline rushing, you just rushing. And so I do feel, but I do let her go. And she all bloodied up because I'm wearing her face out. And I look down at my leg, and my leg is like dripping with blood. And so I did have to go to the hospital and they stitched me up, but yeah. They stitched me up. But she didn't go to jail. She didn't go to jail. I did have to go to the hospital. I can't remember what happened. She didn't go to jail. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got locked up. Because by the time the police come, they had broke up her and my mom. The girl was so beat up because I was beating her up on the balcony. The girl that was with her had told people that she was bullying me, and because I was 11 and this grown woman just stabbed me in my leg, everybody was like, "Whoa, what is happening? This is crazy. You stabbed an 11-year-old." It just went into this whole thing. But no, nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail. And the before by and this is the project, so most the police don't be coming fast anyway. So by the time the police come, the mama is back in the house. The girl is back in the house because she let my mama mollywop her. Um, but the girl went in the house and closed the balcony door while my mama was beating up her mama. Um, And then when some dudes came over and broke the parents, my mama and the girl's mama, up, and then my mother saw my leg bleeding bad, 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 and um, she was screaming like, "Call the police!" Like not call the police. She said, "Call the ambulance." Ambulance. And they took us to the hospital. We come from the hood, so we don't be snitching and doing all kind of shit like that. We don't really that we old school in regards to fuck the police. So she wasn't talking about that. She wasn't trying to she just went to the hospital. We just went to the hospital. I can't remember what my mama said, but they stitched me up. And yeah, I asked that, like, how far would y'all go for your children? Because I remember that situation where, honey, she said, "You beating up my daughter, I'm stabbing you. I don't care how old you is." And then I'm trying to think of a situation where my mama fought. My mama ain't never fought no kids that was bullying me. She ain't gonna let you. My mama's the type that she'll let me get an ass whooping. Like if it's a one-on-one, because I was a little boy, you know what I'm saying? She trying to raise boys. She'll let you take an ass. You get an ass whooping, you get an ass whooping. If you don't want to get an ass whooping, don't lose. She not the type that's gonna pull somebody off of you. If it's one-on-one, she gonna let you fight. And she gonna let you fight till you're tired. That's how my mama was. So I remember I used to get in a fight with this boy in my neighborhood, and she says, "Oh, y'all want to fight? Y'all gonna continue to fight, and you can't run. You can't run, and he can't run. I ain't even gonna let him run. So if you try to run off, I'm gonna grab him and pull it back." That's what my mama did. Me and the boy was like besties, but you know how you get into it with your besties. His name was PJ. And PJ, what he would do, PJ would punch me and run because PJ can run really, really fast, and I never could catch him. But one time he did that to me, and my mama stopped him. My mama grabbed him and stopped him from running. He punched me and tried to run off, and my mama put her leg out and let him fall. and picked him up so he wouldn't be disadvantaged, picked him up and say, don't punch and run, fight, and pushed him into me. And I get to wearing them out. Boom, 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 boom. So we kids, I think we like 7, and we fighting. Boom, 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 boom. We fighting so much, we literally holding on to each other, tired as hell. Trying not to fight. But my mother is like, and his mother comes out and says, y'all need to stop all this fighting. And my mama was like, if you put your hand on any one of these kids, I'm fighting you. And she was an older woman. She wasn't gonna be one to fight my mama, because my mama was a young mama and she was an old mama. So the boys, so my mama, I'm my mama's oldest child, and her PJ is his mama's youngest child. So his mama is in her 40s and my mama is in her early 20s. And so when my mama said, baby, you put your hand anywhere near any one of my kids, I'm fighting you, that old lady was like, oh, no, I ain't even. And my mama is a battle axe. My mama been beating people up in the hood all year long. So she ain't about to fight. This old lady not about to fight my mama. So she didn't want none of my mama. She didn't want none of that. So she was like, she just kept on saying, they shouldn't be fighting like that. And blah, 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 blah. And my mom was like, you better not touch them. Let them fight. They boys. Let them fight. But the lesson my mother was teaching is, y'all really don't want to fight. Because fighting is tiring. And so we learned that lesson, that we really didn't want to fight. We were just mad. And he just liked to do the sneak punches, sucker punches, and run. So but we were sitting there tired. Like, we sitting there still trying to swing, and they let us fight for a long ass time too. We sitting there holding each other, tired of fighting. And my mother said, so y'all tired now? Now what did it solve? Y'all just gonna be friends tomorrow? So y'all not gonna be friends tomorrow? You gonna come to my house and ask for him to come outside? Because who you gonna play with? Because y'all the only boys in the neighborhood. Y'all the only boys in this building. So who you gonna play with? And the point got across. We didn't fight no more after that. But I tell that story to see if, would y'all be fighting with y'all kids bullies? Charges are going to be pressed. Call me a snitch. I mean, I don't know. I was twirling her daughter. And she just seen me twirling her daughter and came out and was like, oh no. But yeah, no charges weren't pressed. But anyway, I just wanted, with that scene in the movie, I wanted to hear what y'all would do. Would y'all be fighting your kids' bullies? All right. So another interesting, I don't know if this was interesting to y'all, but the character Monique plays. So y'all know Monique is like a CPS worker. She's coming in to check. Y'all like my shirt? People who are new. People who are in the position of Monique. In my brain, I find them to be interesting, because particularly Black people's in those kind of positions of power, because they have a system. You get what I'm saying? They are kind of soldiers of this system of exploitation, or system of unfair oppression. When we think about Black people getting more CPS cases open up on them, even though, rates of violence or rates of abuse are the same across the board. But because of shady people, like people in the positions of Monique, there's a higher chance of you getting your kids taken away in those scenarios. And so I wanted to hear y'all opinions about people in those positions of power and how they can be skewed due to anti-Blackness, due to their own trauma and their own abuse. Because she said, because I was abused or because, you know, I can't have not abused because I couldn't have kids or my son died. I think that's what she said. Because her son died, I am ultra sensitive to people who are abusing their children. While I get that, sometimes those things can skew your mind and you treat people's situation without the compassion that it needs to be treated with. What do y'all think about that? And you can be a soldier in a system that's already skewed against Black people. Because that's what Monique's character brought up in my mind. Make sure you thumbs up. Should I cock it to the side or put it in the front like that? I love these little hats. I got the black one and a denim and an orange. These little structured scullies. I had mixed feelings with her character. Y'all like the blue ones? The blue ones match the jewelry. I got these from Swarovski. Aren't they cute? Yes, my mother can't stand what she calls weak women because she has always had to fight and stand up to bullshit when her own mother did not. So she had to remind her to have compassion. I got to, oh, no, you don't. Let me give you, I love a little scam, honey. Now, I don't know if you have viral protection. I have an Apple, so I never can get virus. But I know when I want to watch shows that I don't want to pay for streaming for, I go here. So this little gig right here, anytime I want to watch shows that are out that I don't want to go to pay for streaming for, I go to there. Like when I wanted to watch Vampire Interview with a Vampire, honey, I go right there, child. I'm not about to get AMC streaming. No. Now, I don't know I don't know about no viruses or nothing because I can't get viruses, but I know I watch everything I want to watch on there. And you can go to Action, you can just search whatever show you want. Let me see. Yep, it's on there. Yep, it's on there for you to watch. So you ain't gotta have Netflix, baby. You just search whatever show you want to watch. We ain't got to give these corporations no money if we don't have to. You're already paying for the internet. I'm like, Mama, everybody ain't Miss Sophia. There are some Seelys in the world. There's Seelys, there's Suge, there's Squeaks. As far as Monique, we as a people have to know how to assess and address our own biases, especially when we are in a position of power, specifically with our own people. Some develop elitism a lot because they feel like they made it, or they feel self-righteous. Like, my way of living is the right way. I'm glad you posted that. I'm going to look for all my shows this weekend. Amen. Because when you get so many streaming, I'm thinking about me and my brother putting our phone bills together, because we both pay our phone bills on time. So if we both paying our phone bills on time for, like, I think my bill is like 120 and his is like 130. If we can just add a line, honey, and save money, we need to go ahead and bring our resources together. You pay your bill every day, every month. Both of our bills is on auto pay. Why wouldn't we be on the same account? So I'm thinking like we do with Clear. The Clear thing that gets you in the airport fast. Honey, when he renews, he put me on his family account and I just pay him half of whatever the amount is. And it's way cheaper than spending it by ourselves when we both travel. So I'm thinking about doing that with him. But anyway, that saves some money to me. Because I don't like giving these people my coins. And what is the balance? Because what was the situation that got CBS involved in the first place? Well, her kids was coming up with bruises because of the demon, but the lady don't know that. So I understand, but it's just what it made me think about. Y'all remember, did y'all watch was it on HBO or Hulu? I think it was on Hulu. There was it was a documentary done, a couple of series by Mia Farrow's son about Woody Allen molesting their adopted daughter. And then when their other adopted daughter get grown, he leaves Mia Farrow and then dates her. Crazy. But in the situation with Woody Allen and the daughter, there is a black caseworker who kind of was in the position to spill all the tea. And it was interesting that they had this black, I think he was a black queer man, that they had this black queer man in the position to be able to either protect this white rich man or expose him. And so it was kind of wild. She already had an open case. What was the initial abuse to them prior to the it was the husband. It was the custody battle between the husband with their daddy. From what I'm to understand, the way I took it, they did a custody battle and she won, but it opened up a case for them to see if she was fit to be a good mom. That's the way I get it. If somebody remember that part, that's the way I comprehended it. She had won the custody battle with the baby daddy. Okay, what else? Oh, I wanted to bring this up. Earlier. So, one of the things that kind of annoyed me, there's a scene with Alberta, Glenn Close character, the white woman, where she was flirting with her dialysis person, Omar Epps. And there was two black girls sitting over like crows talking shit about the white girl. Now listen, I'm not saying that don't happen, but a lot of times we don't be caring about you liking black men. It's not that I don't know some black women that get annoyed by when they see a black dude with a white girl. I know one or two. Absolutely, I do. But in general, usually we don't give a fuck. We ain't paying attention to y'all hoes like that. Y'all be thinking we looking at you and your man. Who cares? We don't care. We know them. We don't really even be liking them type of niggas that will fuck with you like that. We know what anti-blackness look like. We know how black dudes fetishize y'all. We don't even be messing with them like that. Because it's only two people. This might get spicy. So it's two kinds of black dudes that mess with white women. The ones that fetishize y'all, like they don't want to not be black. They like black culture. They like being black. But because you fetish BBC and they fetish your white tail, it is just a sexual thing. It's a rite of passage. I'm a black dude, so you got to have a white girl at one point in your life. It's a fetish. You are a fetish to them. So that's one thing. So it's never going to go nowhere other than sex. And if you try to make it into a thing, it's not going to work because y'all just fetishizing each other. So that type. And then we got the Carlton Banks type. We got the type of black dude. You got the Carlton Banks, like the preppy. That's the Carlton Banks. But it's also an alternative black dude. Usually alternative means that they devalue black culture. So they're not going to be in the hip hop. They're going to be listening to Limp Bizkit and whatever the cool Asian genre of music, whatever the cool white kids think is the cool music, they're going to go with that. They're going to be an all black kid. They probably into anime. They into things that are alternative to black culture because they don't want to be black. And so they're not into the black women. They want Asian girls, they want Latino girls, they want white girls because they have divested from black culture. And so while they got a black mama, they don't like black women. Now, if I'm to give a third one, this is like a middle ground one. This is the one that mom and daddy is unapologetically black, but because they are overachieving black people. I don't want to say overachieving, but high achieving. It's not over, it's high. High achieving black people, they want the best for their children. So their home is full of black culture, but they want their kids to go to the best schools. And usually the best schools are going to be the non-public or in better neighborhoods. It's not going to be the hood black school. It's not going to be the black school with all the rowdy. It's going to be the prep and private and blah blah blah, because they want their kids to go to best schools. They have prioritized buying a house in the best neighborhood, in a white non-black neighborhood. That, you get what I'm saying? They have done these things to put their children on the road to quality education, which is not a problem at all. But what happens is their kids start being in that culture where they only at home are they getting the black culture, but they are only at school. It's not that they don't like black girls, it's just there's not a lot of black girls here. And so I like the white girl's personality, so I like her. I would date a black girl too, but it just so happened that because of there's mostly white people in this school that I'm socializing with, I just so happen to fall in love with a white girl. There's those type too, where it's not like I'm trying to be white or I'm trying to get myself away from blackness. It's just that I don't have a lot of black options at my school. So anyway, definitely classes, because their parents taught them to be classes. I don't think the two ladies care. I thought they were looking at the ridiculousness of sitting up in the chemo thirsting the nurse. But I think her race, the implication, her race can't be taken out of the equation. It is I think that the storytelling of the movie, there's a reason why Ali Daniels would tell that part of the story. And I think it's weird. I think that it's one of those weird things, like Tyler Perry movies where, honey, it's always a down low gay man in the story. Somebody gets AIDS, somebody get the gay people's disease, and it's always a consequence of, it's that kind of weird shit that we see with Tyler Perry stuff. Lee Daniels does that shit too. He did it for shock value. Yeah. So, yes, I thought that was interesting because my gay mom, when I was younger, every time we would see a black boy with a white girl, she would get annoyed. And in my brain, that was funny when she was doing that. So in my brain, to me, when I see white girls and black boys together, I don't be thinking nothing. Like, I just walk past them. I don't be, girl, what? Okay. I don't be, I be like, I don't even be thinking nothing. But I've heard people say, "Oh, people give me a side eye." Like, maybe, because my gay mom used to do that, and I used to call her out. Like, why do you care so much? You see we will walk. We would be driving down the street and see a interracial couple, and honey, she would get to talking about how they're taking all of our men and these sellout niggas loving these snow bunnies, and these niggas will get them killed. They would call the police on them and get them killed. And soon as you do something wrong, she gonna say you raped her and blah 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 blah. Blah. Like it will take over the conversation. And I'm like, why are you so serious about this? Who cares? Who cares? There's a particular dedication that Alberta has to have to learn how to do a sew-in. That is a particular type of white woman. Because Sue Ellen, there's another type of white woman who is, I don't know how to do my black child's hair, so I'm going to take you to the black beautician. Because I'm not even going to try to learn how to do it. Whereas I know Albertas who actually will learn how to do it. Like, learn, talk to black people, and probably don't even, it's not even a I gotta go find black people. I live in the hood. So I don't have to go find black people. I done grown up around them and I'm friends with them. There's a particular type of Alberta that I know where they've been around black people. They're not coming into the culture. They are a part of the fabric of the culture, a part of the fabric. Like we said earlier, they're not a main part, but they are a part of the fabric of the culture. They are. I know where I was from. You was gonna find some Albertas, and so them learning how to do black shit was not uncommon. It was not uncommon at all. Oh, look at these. Look at these rings. Y'all see these? Isn't these cute? I got these at these two twin rings. I got these at a vintage shop in Chicago. Aren't they fucking dope? And I got this from with some crystals. I got this from it's just a silver with some crystals in the middle of the ring. I got this from Debris, and this is a square. We just talked about the Monique character. Y'all see how it's like a square on a spoke, so I can turn it however I turn it. Isn't that cute? I love these. I love these. Did I show y'all this one too? This one got some crystals on it. I'll show y'all this one. I bought these together. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I'm gonna show y'all it on. I don't know if I showed y'all the other day, but Isn't that cute? I love it. Mm. I love, 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 love that one. So cute. How about them all together? All together now. And y'all know I love earrings that when I find one that I like these because they're neutral, they're like clear, but I got them in green too. They're so cute. Yeah. My mother was like an Alberta, but she was Puerto Rican. She took it upon herself to learn how to do my hair, but she didn't do so in LOL. Side note, I thought it was funny how Monique was the one with the degree and know everything in this movie compared to the character, her character in Precious. Right. That was funny, Brendan. I picked up that too. Since you got your degree and know everything. I enjoyed, however, Ingenue Ellis's character dying really pissed me off. All right, we go get to that. Hold on. All right, so let's get to the Christian part of it because I was gonna save that for last. The Christian stuff, child. So it's not too much that I want to talk about in the Christian stuff, but since I wanted to make sure that we hit on it. One thing that is annoying to me about these Christian niggas, honey, what annoys me is y'all don't really believe in God, yo. Like, let me tell you something. I don't believe you. I don't believe you because you do. If you believe God exists and He's watching, there's a lot of shit that y'all wouldn't be doing. If you believe that He exists and He watches you and He listens to your prayers and da 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 da, He knows what's going on, then y'all wouldn't be doing a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit y'all wouldn't be doing if you're walking by the faith that God exists. Listen, because it wouldn't be no such thing as behind closed doors. Because God see. So if you're doing some sneaky ass shit behind closed doors, it's because you don't believe God exists. And you're just performing your Christianity for the people because it's a fucking cult, for the people within your cult. Now, that might be a spicy take, but let's keep it real. So I say this because y'all say some of the most ridiculous, dumb shit. So I seen a couple of posts on Facebook when people been talking about the movie. And so somebody made a post talking about don't watch this movie. It's demon. You're bringing demons in your house and you it's about the devil and you don't watch that kind of stuff. Listen, if you believe that watching a fake ass movie could bring demons in your house, make it make sense. Do you have favor and are you walking by faith or not? Because if you believe you a Christian and you believe in your God and you believe that God's children has favor and you believe you have the anointing and you believe you are protected by the blood of Christ, you protected by the blood of Jesus, you are protected by these things. You go to church every Sunday. You get what I'm saying? You do communion, you do all the stuff. You read your Bible, you do all of your stuff. How the hell, what kind of power does your God have if a damn movie can bring some demons into your life? All that stuff you doing to praise and worship God ain't protecting you? If I'm protected by the blood of the Lamb and I'm a child of God that's living right, ain't no movie gonna bring no demon into me. I'm protected by the Most High. How the hell I'm gonna let a movie come and wear me out? A movie. So do you believe in God or not? Do you believe in the power of your God? Because your God weak as hell if you think you can watch a movie and change your whole life. A demon come in and wear you out. And do you have the faith in your God protecting you from shit like that? I do. My ancestors protect me. I'm not worried about shit. I don't be worried about too much stuff. Because I believe my ancestors protect me. So, if you believe God has the power that you say he does, how is a damn movie from a gay man gonna come in and be the portal to something that's not gonna protect you? Now, if I was you, my response to me would be, but Diamond, what about Job? Come on, y'all. Let's talk about the word. You want to talk what Miss Evelyn say to Tamar? You want to talk about the word? Let's talk about the word. So if I was you and I asked you that question, you can be like, Diamond, but what about Job? God let Job come in and get wore out. And I would say, bitch, you right. And that's why I don't fuck with y'all. But you right. You right. He did let, for no other reason, just for entertainment, let the devil, even though he already knew Job was loyal, he didn't need to prove it to nobody. Job didn't need to prove nothing. Job was already loyal. Job was already doing his thing. And the devil came in and said, I bet that I can make Job curse you. And even though the omnipresent, omni-knowing, God knew that Job wasn't going to do that, he let him come and play in Job's face. And you right. That's why I don't fuck with it. Because how you gonna let this motherfucker come play in my face? I don't care about you. You could, if you wanted me to have 10 folds, you could have just gave me 10 fold. You the math, you the alpha and omega. You could just gave me 10 fold. Since you knew I was already loyal. You done killed all my people, took my harvest, just to let this motherfucker that you say is weak, that you gonna kill anyway, and you gonna let him, you gonna wear him out and send him to the lake of fire, blah, 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 and you gonna let him come and wear me out to teach who a lesson? I didn't need the lesson. You knew I was loyal and down with you from the gate. Y'all hear them cats out there fighting? Did y'all hear them? They twirling. Go in. Anyway, but you let him come and wear me out. Yes, I got 10 folds of blessings. Da, 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 da. Do y'all hear them? They are tussling down. So, y'all, I understand. Y'all gotta let people come and wear y'all out for no reason. Job lost everything. Children died and gone. And all. Yes, honey. So why am I, of all the things in the Bible that I could be like, girl, what is this? From the raping, if your wife get raped, she got to marry her rapist in Deuteronomy. It's so many things in there that's like what? But the story that really wore me out is the story of Job. Because who you playing with? Why are you playing with me? What was the purpose? For what? And don't tell me I needed to learn a lesson and I was already loyal. You already knew it. You already knew it. You know what's going to happen in the future, motherfucker. You know what's gonna happen in the future, so you already knew it. So what? And this nigga is beneath you. Why are you letting this nigga play in my face? And you the alpha and omega? Because who are you proving to other than to play in my face? And why are you playing in my face? This weird, bro. You weird. Don't make sense at all to me. Never understood the story. I understand it, but I'm not buying it. It wasn't an inspirational story to me. If you thought that that story was going to make me be like, oh, I need to hold on like Job. No. Sounds like abuse. Sounds like abuse to me. Unnecessary abuse. Unnecessary trauma. And for what? What's the purpose? So, sorry. I don't like that. That's late to me. But yes, if you believe that your God is that one, ain't no movie gonna be weird. Ain't no movie gonna wear you out. That's just how it is. But the whole point of the movie was what Darcel said in the beginning. This was to sell the story that you can rebuke the demons. You have the power in the name of Jesus. Something about the name Jesus. It is the sweetest name I know. It is, that is the crux of the lesson of the story. That is the didactic purpose of this story. That you can cast out devils. That you can cast out demons. Now, the funniest part is I can smell your nappy pussy. Two things. Glenn Close, stop playing with me. First of all, why you have to say it with that accent? That's first of all. Second of all, Lee Daniels, why you let this white woman say that? Why you write that in the script? I don't like you for that. I got a cackle out of it. I want you to understand. When she looked over at Anjanou, is it Anjanou or Anjanae? When she looked over and said, I can smell your nappy pussy. Bitch. I was all in the seriousness of the moment. But when she said that, get my casket ready. Cause I was out of there, baby. I didn't take it as a black scent. I took it as a country scent, a southern scent. It felt country, which she didn't in the. Her name is Alberta, so I can see her being from the South though. But anyway. When she had them teeth in her mouth, I said, oh, I just was in the moment. I was like, oh, Glenn about to wear this demon roll out. She about to eat this. So once I seen the baby had changed to her, the demon had changed to her. Oh, with them evil teeth. And I was waiting for her to talk. I just didn't know what she was gonna say. But I knew she was about to play the role. So I was like, oh, we about to get into the acting. Baby. When she leaned over with them teeth. Oh my God. I hollered. You could have bought me for a wooden nickel, baby. Wore me out. I can smell your nappy pussy, baby. It made me cackle, but it also made me think of Young Ma when she said, my pussy always bald, but my pussy ain't never nappy. She said, ain't never nappy. My pussy it's always giving bald or something. I can't remember there's a rap lyric that Young Ma says. But not Young Ma. Young Miami. Not Young Ma. What? It ain't even Young Ma. It's Young MIA. MA. Young MA. Oh, that was a funny moment too. When Miss Owen said that stank pussy bitch. Look at this picture. I took this photo shoot by this old truck. Isn't it so cute? In a bathing suit. It was so cute. I thought it was sickening. She did what she did to the little boy. I live for it. Let the girls twirl. Had me cackling so loud and ugly, baby. I was hollering. But that is a classic. That's not new. That is a classic horror film trope. When the demons say some ridiculous shit to you. Even Linda Blair, when she was throwing that green shit up at that man and tell him to eat her coochie. Back in the old school Exorcist. That is a common thing in the horror. So I thought it was dope. Her not investigating the flies was not realistic to me. Why are all these damn flies in the house? There's a bunch of shit. There's a bunch of stuff that was weird. Him choking my baby down in the tub. Baby, we would have been twirling in that bathroom. What was he giving? You twirling my baby and holding my baby down in that tub, and you just hollering, baby. What is happening? That was weird. What other stuff was weird? Now that is the only I did enjoy the movie. The movie was entertaining overall. I give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, I liked it. The flow wasn't good to me. The story, the plot of the story, I feel like could have been better. Um, yeah, the flow of the story, I just felt like it could have been better. I felt like something could have been there. There was, I think there were better ways to give us more information about their history. There was better ways to explore it. Um, um, that moment where they were cussing each other out at the car when she found out that she had either hit the kids or broke the wall. There was some gaps in the story in the plot line that I didn't like. I think that Ingenue is a great example of everybody not having the ability to do everything. She didn't have the power. Stay in your lane. Yeah. But I watched an interview with Ingenue where she was saying that she's Baptist. She said, we didn't do all the casting out demon stuff. She was like, so I didn't know the depths of that part. I just feel like, I don't know how the editing went, but I feel like there were moments. The Ingenue character, the apostle character was, I think, empty. There needed to be more. She's like the first, she starts off as this kind of watching character, but there needed to be something more to her being invested in this house, invested into the it just needed to be a deeper explanation of why she was invested in this demon. And I don't know, there needed to be more backstory on her. There wasn't enough for you to be staking out the house. I needed some sweat equity into your story about how you have been waiting for this demon to come. You it felt like they just were she was just the messenger of the people, like to tell them the message, but they needed to incorporate her in the story. I don't know, I needed more in her story. Um I needed more her in her story, and I needed more in Alberta's story. Did you watch the original documentary Demon House? I think it was on Amazon. No, I didn't watch it. I know at the end it was saying it was based on a true story. Um, no, I didn't watch it. But I enjoyed that they turned the apostle into a woman, because I think the apostle was a man, right? I think those kind of what I love about Lee or Tyler, they get to make those kind of decisions, which I love. But yeah, I love the movie. It was good. And I thought it was dope. If you're watching, thumbs up. What else is going on that y'all want to talk about before I get up out of here? Or do y'all want to play the card game? I can pull a few cards. I do want to see Beetlejuice. Yeah. I didn't really like the original Beetlejuice, but I do want to watch the new one. I didn't really like the original. Do y'all want to play cards? Would you be interested in a sequel to Tu Wong Fu? I would not. I am totally uninterested in remakes and extensions. I want new shit. I want new creatives making new things. What is going to be the new Color Purple? What is going to be the new Matrix? What is going to be the new contribution to the culture and the canon of film, of new imaginative films? I do not want remakes. I want new shit. There's people with great ideas and great stories, great books that I would love to see. I am tired of reboots and remakes and this and interpolations, and I want new shit. All right. So we're gonna pick 3. 1, 2, 3. Take these out. It's making it difficult for me to pick my cards, to do my cards, girl. Oh, y'all, look at what I found in this is a vintage Bottega. It was I found this in DC at a consignment shop. It is it's all leather, of course. Suede on the inside. It has a pocket here. You can put your I put a mirror and some scents or something. Oh, I love this scent. It smells so good. But it has a zipper on each side. And it is super buttery soft. It's like a clutch. It's so nice and soft and good. And this would have been like $3,000 at Bottega because they should be high as hell. But I found it at a consignment shop for like $2 something. Well, not two. I think it was like $175 or $2 something because it's old as hell. And they had it for a long time, and I was like, "Oh, I love this! It's so nice, and it smells like the soft, buttery leather that I like. Love it, love it, love it." All right, so let's go. All right, which one y'all want me to pick? 1? No. This is 1. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. One vote for 2. What's a good price? BV has interesting prices. They have interesting pizzas and they fucking high as hell. Um, so two. Alrighty. So two says, I want to make sure I didn't pick the same ones that I had before. So this, what is a memory you keep holding on to and why? I thought I already answered this last week. I didn't want to answer the same ones. A memory that I keep holding on to and why? Memory. I did answer this last week. I told y'all that it's my mom um waking me up for, like, she would take me out to this place called Steak and Nails and spend time talking with me about what went on with my life. All right. But one is weird. It says, look into my eyes and describe what you see. That's not a good one for this part of the show. So I'm gonna do go with three because one was already done. This one's weird. That was more in person with people. But this is a good one. What has been your greatest test and what did you learn from it? What has been your greatest test and what do you learn from it? Oh God, what has been my greatest test? Once again, my mother. It's gonna always be my mom. My mom, my mom, my mom. My mom, my mom, my mom. Um, that's one. I think my identity and my mom. Those in my life has been the intertwining story of my life. Like it's just, you know, uh, coming in. So my mom being you. So I talk about this. I did an article when Toni Morrison died, and I talked about how Toni Morrison's books taught me so much about relating to life and relating to people. And one of the things that I really, really learned about my mother's situation is there's a romanticism that we do with motherhood. There's a romanticized version that we have of mothers. Um, Mother's love is the strongest love. Mother's love is unconditional. Mother, your mother is going to always be in your corner. And that romanticized mindset of what a mother is takes away her humanity. Now, it doesn't mean she shouldn't be accountable to take care of her children and to create healthy spaces for her children and blah 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 blah. We don't want to take the accountability away from her. But your mother is a woman, your mother is a human, your mother is a person learning through life in the same way that you're learning through life. And so romanticizing her as a woman, as a mother can be harmful if you don't allow her the flexibility to be a human, if you don't allow her the flexibility to be imperfect. It doesn't mean be unaccountable to when you harm people. It doesn't mean not hold her accountable, but it does mean that your mother is no mother is going to be a perfect mother. Even if your mother is a good mother, there is some flaws somewhere in there that she has had to work through because she is not a robot. She is a human. And so as I got older and I think about my mother in the moments of times that I was a certain age. Like for example, my mother had me when I was 17. So when I turned 17, I was like, "Oh God, what if I had a baby right now? How would my life shift or what would I do? How would I be scared? Would I be?" My mother had a baby when she was 17. Ooh, How does she feel about that? Like, oh God, I'm 17. When I hit 28, my mama had 2 babies by 3 different men by the age of 28, and she had to take care of them, and she was living in Boston. When I was 28, ooh, that was when I first coming to Houston. God, if I had 3 babies and a drug addiction, how would I be navigating this world? When my mom was, each year that I would think about was like, what was my mom doing at this time? And how would I relate to it? I think about now, I ain't got no fucking kids. If I had 3 fucking kids to kind of contend with, and not contend with, but to deal with and try to keep a roof over their head and try to do all these things with only a fucking 10th grade education. I'm struggling now with no fucking kids and a college degree. The expectations of her, all the shit that we are learning about trauma and what these therapists going on the internet teaching us about therapy, and the people was talking about triggers and people was talking about trauma. She come up in a time when that shit wasn't public. So how is she dealing with her trauma and raising 3 children to be good upstanding citizens? How hard that would that be with somebody who didn't have a positive mother role model? How hard would that be? Do you see what I'm saying? Me becoming a grown ass woman allowed me to give the compassion and empathy that my mother needed as a grown ass woman. Still held her accountable. You bitch, you doing wrong, but at least I can give you some kind of compassion. Whereas when I was younger and still had that romanticized mindset about my mom, I used to be mad at her because I used to be like, yo, a mother's love is supposed to be the strongest. Why can't you beat this addiction? Why are you spending our money taking care supposed to be for our rent and our bills to go smoke crack? Like, you supposed to love us. How am I supposed to believe that you love us if you fucking neglecting us? And the answer is she's human. Doesn't mean that she's right, or I can't ask the questions. Like, I can't be like, yo, this is wrong for you to do. I can do that. But that unconditional, that over stronger than anything in the world, instinctual mother thing, that's not real. That's a romanticized ideal of motherhood. That's not real. Your mother has flaws. Your mother has insecurities. Your mother has weaknesses. Your mother has biases. And all those things can affect her relationship with you. Your mother can be jealous of you. Your mother can be proud of you, all at the same time. Your mother can show up for you, and your mother can neglect you. Your mother can be so many things because she is human. And so for me, that test has been the most humbling test for me, because it allows me not only to give passion to who is my God at the time, my mother. This is going to be spicy for people who believe in God, but your mother is your God before God. Before they teach you about the Bible and the God in the Bible, your God was your mother. You came out your mama pussy. You came out of her. She's the creator. She's the tangible, in your face creator. You came out of her womb. Regardless of what the God you learn about later on, when you get older and can comprehend God, you know that this is your mama, and and you came out of her. You heard her voice when you were in her stomach being created. She's your creator until you learn other concepts. Thumbs up if you're listening. So because of that, me learning how to navigate my mom is one of the biggest tests in my life. And so if I can navigate that, the original creator of myself, of me, and really give her grace and really give her room to be human. Can I do that to the love? The love of my life? Can I do that to my friends? Can I do that to my brothers? Can I do that to my boss? Can I do that? If I can do that to my mom, if I can be gracious and allow her the flexibility to be human, I can do that to people in my life and community that I care about. I can give them the grace and flexibility to be human without throwing them away. Now, that grace has a limit because I too can give myself the grace to be human, to have limits and boundaries and say, hey, I have reached my limit with you because I'm also a human. And the harm that you have caused me and your flaws and whoever you are, because you are a human being, and I've given you the flexibility to learn and be in my life. And if you have not learned that these things are harming me, I am human too. And I can say my limit has been reached and I can be done with you. And so that is the test. That to me, that is the greatest test that I've learned. Yeah, there's that. All right. One, two, or three. And y'all supposed to be answering these questions too. Thanks, Jenny. I can relate to that. Part of my healing journey was forgiving my parents as they were young parents and were human, doing the best they could for me and my siblings. And it doesn't hold them. It doesn't hold them. Don't mean not hold them accountable for some of the harms, but also, yeah, we can be We can be forgiving. Giving my parents their humanity was one of the best things I did for myself, and I think for them too. I cannot imagine being 36 with 4 kids and struggling with alcoholic partner. No, ma'am. Exactly. I wouldn't be able to handle it. So we got a 3. We got 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we got a 3. We got a 3. What is your vote? What is your vote? I only see a 3. And y'all taking too long to vote. So, all right, we're gonna do a 3. Gosh. If you could go back and change one thing, what would it be and why? If you could go back and change one thing, what would it be and why? If I could turn back time. If I could turn back time. God, if I could turn back time. And change one thing, what would it be? I wish that I wish that I was, and this is gonna be this is gonna be real simple, but I wish that when I hit my Jesus year, like my 33. I wish when I hit 33 that I was rich. I wanted all the lessons that I learned and the happenings. I wanted all the happenings. Whatever happened in my childhood and in my 20s, I want all of that. I'll take all of that because I survived it and enjoy who I become because of it. But it is very little in my 30s that I feel like gave me value. Like in regards to lessons that I learned in my 30s. I won't say that the lessons slowed down. I felt like I became a teacher, more of I'm teaching people lessons, like I'm teaching and contextualizing their life. I became a sage in my 30s. That's what it felt like. Because most of the people around me, I was a confidant in helping them figure out their stuff. To them, and kind of to myself, I had already figured out shit. I don't want to say everything, but I haven't had much changes in my 30s. My 30s, yeah. I feel like 33, everything started to be stagnant in regards to life lessons, which is okay. I started to be more settled and be more smart about how I engage with my relationships. So I feel like I wish that I would have become a more wealthier individual. I would change that. Um because I would, if I went through the stuff that I went through in my teens and my youth and my 20s, in my youth, it allows me to appreciate if I was wealthy in my 30s. Because if I was wealthy, I would do many of the things that I would want to do in regards to like traveling, in regards to experiencing the world. I would have had way more worldly experiences in my 30s. I'm doing that now in my 40s. Um, and maybe the lesson of my 30s is I needed to get the routine of a work ethic. But I don't know if that's true because I've been working since I was 13. And so I always worked. So I don't think I needed to learn that lesson. So, because that's all I did in my 30s was work, 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 work. Like go home, come work. I don't know. It didn't feel, the lessons in my 30s didn't feel like as valuable as what I learned in my teens and my 20s. It didn't feel like not life shattering, but personhood shifting. Mine would be not to get into serious relationships with men so young. Mm. I loved all my relationships, even the bad and good ones. They taught me so much about myself. From being strong, but also being humble too. The ugliest dude that I've ever been with was the one that I loved the most and the one that had me on my knees begging him to stay with me. I needed to learn that lesson. I needed that humiliation because I was an arrogant ass bitch. I'm still, there's a confidence in me, but that lesson I needed to learn in my 20s so that I can appreciate other people more who I loved. My high school boyfriend. my high school trade. I needed that lesson because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have had the I wouldn't have had the beauty of the first love relationship, because the first one, I loved it. I loved, but it wasn't mutual. It was behind closed doors. I believe he loved me. I believed we had that thing, but it was behind closed doors. And because it was behind closed doors, and because I was compartmentalized in that way, my value for myself was, oh, that's just come with the territory with you being trans. But when I got into the relationship with the guy, the ugly guy, quote unquote, um, and he was so the opposite. It was so openly loving me that feeling, I couldn't go back to being in no DL situation with nobody. Don't mean I won't have you on the DL, but as far as loving, this showed me that I can be loved out loud. No down low shit. I don't, you just have to be with a man that has the courage to love you out loud. And I needed to have that first experience in order for me to have this experience and it be so sweet. And while that experience was so sweet, it still put me in a situation where I was humbled. And it fast forwarded me to my third relationship, where it taught me that money, a dude who has money that can take care of you and do all the things for you, it didn't it's a cage. It's a cage. You don't have the freedom of it. You don't have any freedom because there's an obligation that is expected with that kind of relationship. And it made, in my life growing up with my family, not having a support system, not having a drug addict mother that I couldn't go home to. If I failed, there was nobody that I could go home to. And so it made me vulnerable to feel like, oh my God, this one dude who has enough money, more money than me. He wasn't rich, but he had more money than me. He has enough money to help me out, and he's helping me out, and nobody else helped me out before. So I'm putting stock in this. So imagine I'm putting stock in the value of him helping me out because of my past. But to him, these are pennies that he's throwing me. So he's not putting the same value that I'm putting into what he's doing for me. I'm like, oh my God, nobody has ever done this for me. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm thinking in my mind, like, it has way more value. It's like Bill Gates giving me $1,000 a month. And me being like, oh my God, nobody has ever given me $1,000 a month. But to Bill Gates, that $1,000 is giving you a penny. There's no value in it. You value it because you broke. That $1,000 is like, ooh, $1,000. But Bill Gates, I got t-shirts that cost more than that. And so I'm valuing something and feeling in this prison of obligation of, oh my God, I gotta be this perfect thing because he is my only support system. But what I don't realize, because I'm young, dumb, and ain't been experienced in this kind of this relationship, I'm realizing that he is financially manipulating me. It's not because he cares about me. It's because he's doing this because he knows that that is my vulnerability. And I needed that lesson. And so everything in my early life, and that's the dude I married, Everything in my early life, I appreciate those lessons because it got me to where I am now. And I know that's very cliche to say, but I just described all of that thing because now the trauma of those experiences, I know I have to depend on myself in regards to like making money and keeping a roof over my head so that I'm never in a situation where I can be vulnerable to that dependency and I can be vulnerable to somebody using them having more than me as a prison for me to be in. I don't want to be in that prison. I want to be in a relationship with you because you love who I am and I love who you are, not because you are being the support system that I shouldn't have to have because of poverty. Because that just makes me vulnerable. And I don't want to be that. Alrighty. Alrighty. One or two. One or two. First vote wins. Two. All right. Name the top 5 qualities you believe you provide in a relationship. Name the top 5 qualities you believe you provide in a relationship. Oh gosh. That is a deep question. Excuse me. All right, 2. All right, so I am a loyal person. I'm very conscious of my loyalty to people. Very, very conscious of my loyalty to people. If you are my friend, my lover, my family, um, I am very conscious and aware of how I speak about you in public. I'm very conscious and aware about how I engage with you when I'm talking to you, um, talking about you, talking to people around you. When I'm in a group with you, um, I am very consciously aware of your insecurities, your and how I move through the world. I'm taking those things because I am loyal to you and you being happy, not more than me, but I'm very conscious about how I engage with people that I love, the loyalty. So loyalty to not only our friendship and our whatever how our relationship is, but benefiting you as a friend, as a lover, as a family member. So as a lover, I want you to be happy when you engage with me. I want you to know that I'm not talking negative about you to my friends. I am not there's going to be some honesty there with my friends, but I'm not trying to turn my friends against you. I am not trying to I'm never going to be selling just the bad shit about you to my friends. That's never. I'm going to be selling the good, the bad. I'm going to be selling everything because my friends are my confidants, and so we're talking about whatever we're going to talk about. But I want my partner to know that because of the loyalty that I have with my partner, I want them to trust that I'm saying beautiful things about them. That I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. That I don't accidentally cheat. Nothing. I'm not a person who can accidentally cheat. I can't. I don't think anybody's like that. But I can't end. There's never gonna be a moment when I'm saying, "Oh, it just happened." Things don't just happen to me. If I do it, it's because I thought about it. I thought about it a couple of times and I just did it. I'm not saying I'm flawless, but when it comes to breaking loyalty, if I break loyalty with something, it's because I thought about it very, very long time. And and also I've warned you multiple times that I'm not happy in this situation. I feel harmed, blah, 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 blah. So I'm leaving you alone. But I also am the person who will, if I feel like I gotta cheat on you, I'm gonna end the relationship. If I feel like let's say friends, if I feel like um I need to be disloyal to you or I need to break whatever commitment that we have, I would end the friendship. I can no longer be friends with you. So there's a certain level to loyalty with my friends and lovers that I think is really, really important to relationships. So that is one quality, loyalty, that I think is really, really important. And more than, and I, when I'm dealing with a partner, I want a partner that is loyal to me more than honest, actually. If I had to choose between a quality like honest and loyalty, I would pick loyalty because loyalty is going to navigate your intentions. My intentions is to, and not saying that it could be flawless intentions, but if my intentions is to be loyal to you, everything that I'm gonna do is going to be in my brain in favor of you. And I'm not saying that it's gonna always be perfect, but my action is gonna reflect my loyalty. Somebody could be honest as hell to you and they be harmful. They're honest, but their intentions are to harm you with that honesty. So being honest ain't necessarily a positive thing. It can be honesty can be used as a harmful tool to hit you. um, but there's a way that if I'm loyal to you and I know this honest moment might harm you, I'm gonna soften that blow. If you ask me, do you look fat in the dress? And you do look fat in your dress, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, baby, you look fat. There's a way that I'm gonna tell you that. You want my honest opinion about it, absolutely, but I'm still going to soften how I talk to you because I'm loyal to your heart. I'm loyal to your friend, your feelings. I'm loyal to you. I want you to be happy, and I know if you care about me and I'm calling you fat, that can bring you some insecurity. So I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm also going to figure out a way to say this in a nice, tender way more than, oh yeah, you look fat in that dress. So I think there's a way that you can that loyalty is a quality. I think I have wisdom. I think I'm a wise person. um and so I'm objective. Because of that wisdom, I'm objective. So when you come to me with a problem, I'm objective enough to and wise enough to help you with those problems. I feel like anybody who had me in their counsel, I think I'm an asset. Honestly, I think that I'm a good asset to be an objective counsel. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm loyal to you, and I'm gonna give you the best advice. If I think you fucking up, you and your homeboy done got into it, your best friend, and I think you are wrong in the situation, I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong in the situation and try to give you answers of how to fix it. If you come to me with any problem, I'm gonna try to give you whatever I think is the wise answer to fix the problem. or I'm wise enough to go ask somebody who may have more experience than me to help you with your problem, because I'm loyal to you and I want you to, if this is a problem for you, I want to be able to fix it. And so I think I'm wise. So I'm loyal, I'm wise. Um, I am mutable. I'm compromising. I am about many things, not all things, but many things. I'm very adaptable to certain aspects of life. And so, like, let's take sex. While there are certain strict things that I like and I don't like, there are also things that I'm way more open than your average person about. Um, and so, and even certain things that I may have a hard line on, we can soften that line with great communication, and we can see how we can make this work. I'm really mutable in that way where I'm like, but how can I might not like this, but what can I explore that's similar to it to make it work? Like, and that could be like in a sexual realm, but also, like if you come to me with an idea that you want that's going to shift our way of life, like you was like, damn, Diamond, I really want to start a career. I have this career, but I really want to explore this right here. I'm not going to be, oh no, you can't do that because it's going to shake up our life. I'm going to be like, this is going to shake up our life, but how can let's see how we can make this work. Let's see our options and see what is the best way for you to explore this new career that you want to do. I'm that person to be able to, I'm flexible in that way. So I'm adaptable and flexible in that way. So that's a quality too, being adaptable. So loyal, wise, adaptable, and it's supposed to be 5. Um, I'm really self-sufficient. I make my coins. I'm not rich at all, nowhere near rich, but I've been able to live on my own and take care of myself for a very, very long time. And so when I come into somebody's life, I'm not just going to be a burden. I bring value, I bring sufficiency, efficiency, um, to where I'm bringing something to the table to where I'm not going to be a burden. Um, I can't say that I'm not going to be an emotional burden because we all working through our stuff. But as far as financial, I'm not going to be a burden because I make my own money enough to take care of what I got going on. So self-sufficient, loyal, wise, adaptable. Um, what else? 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 Another quality is I value I was about to say I value love. I value care. I value care. I value care. Yeah, I think that's a quality of mine that I think is dope in a romantic relationship. I value care. I'm not a pick me, but I have some pick me qualities when I'm in love. I want to care for my man. I want to cater to him when he has done everything he needs to do to deserve this kind of treatment. I am that person I love to cook for my man. I love to take care of him, and so I turn into that kind of, you can't run over me. I'm not that person. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man, I'm going to cater to you in that stereotypical feminine womanly way. If you ain't cheating, you treat me sweet and nice and tender. It takes my feminine to dude, it unlocks that divine feminine, and I just want to spoil my baby. That is a quality of mine that I feel like I enjoy. So yeah, those are 5. Yes. So those are 5. Let me see what we got. All right, this is gonna be the last round. What do you know now? Y'all didn't answer the question. Y'all supposed to be answering the question too. What are the top 5 qualities you believe you provide in a relationship? None of y'all answered that. All right, this is the last one. What do you know now that you wish you knew then? What do you know now that you wish you knew then? That Amazon was gonna be as big as it is, I would have invested in those stocks. I wish Apple, Amazon, all these big companies that's popping now. I wish I would have invested in them when I was younger. Boom, I would have been rich. Amazon, Starbucks, and Apple. Here's my coins. Um, no. I wish that I wish that I knew college wouldn't be as important now. Cause I wouldn't have wasted my time going to school. I learned some shit, but I could have learned shit from just reading books that were out in the world. I didn't have to go to school. I could have just got a trade and just as long as I had money to be able to do whatever trade that I needed to do, I wouldn't have wasted getting this big ass debt that I have. I have like $60,000 worth of debt, and yeah, I just don't. I just don't. I don't see the value anymore. That all the jobs that I'm doing now, I could have did them without a degree. Because there are people who I know that are doing some of the things that I'm doing that don't have a degree, and so it's like I wouldn't have wasted my time, even though I love the experience of school, but getting the debt, you still paying that debt, right? So I wish I would. I wish, yeah, and I don't fault people in my youth for telling me that because there is some value in it, but not as value because there are some jobs that I get to charge more because I have a degree. So there is some money that comes to me because I have a degree. There's some benefits, but it doesn't. I feel like I could have just figured out another way to make money. I could have figured out something else. Um, so I just think of it differently than I do now. Because having a bachelor's degree now is like it feels like having a high school diploma. And I know somebody who has a doctorate, and she's having such a hard. She literally is a doctor, and she's having such a hard time finding quality, nice paying jobs with her degree, and she has a doctrine. So I feel really, really weird about that, and I wish I. That's what I wish I knew. Um, yeah. But all right, thumbs up, y'all. If you are still here, I appreciate y'all. And yeah, make sure y'all check out Deliverance. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Um, I fly out on tomorrow. I fly out Sunday to Vancouver. I will be in Vancouver. If you are in Vancouver watching this later or now in that area, I will be at the Queer Film Festival there. Um, that is going to be on the 11th. Um, I'm going up there, and I've never been to Vancouver, so I'm going to be exploring and doing stuff and having fun and seeing. I'm up there for work for the working the festival as media, but I'm going to be trying to explore. They said it's not a lot of black people up there. I looked up the population percentage and it's real low. But I was looking for some black trans people to interview while I was up there, but it was hard for me to find some. There's some black queer people up there, but black trans people, it was hard for me to find some. But anyway, yeah, I won't be in town on Friday, so I won't be back Friday. But I will talk to y'all. I have a show where we're talking about on Marsha's plate, this T.S. Madison thing. We did interview a trans man to talk about that so we can hear his opinion about um, a trans man that I appreciate his opinion. So I will be having that on the show this week. So make sure y'all check it out on Thursday. And yeah, I will see y'all. Vancouver is very expensive to live, so you won't see us like that. I didn't know that. But I don't know. You go to other places that's expensive. You see black folks. But yeah, I feel you though. But all right, y'all. Bye bye.